So we'll be starting soon. Just setting up a few things, but we are on and live, so should be able to start soon. So I can share it screen. Let's share. Thank you very much. Hi everyone. Okay. Hi everyone. Both of you, I'm Johannes Petro Magela. I'm a project manager at Map Development Tanzania. I know after food plus good condition over here, something might happen. So I will make it quick so that we go together. Yeah. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, as OMDTZ, I know a lot of you already see how we do the things and what are we engaging. To make a recap, we do data collection and community mapping. That's why my presentation and my pin will be based on community mapping. So we see a lot of projects as well as the output. So today we see how that output will be obtained. Okay, as a project manager, and I think everyone participate, some of you participate in different projects, you know the things how's learn from the start and at the end, some difficulties, some challenges. So my presentation will be based on those things. So we do data collection as OMDTZ. After data collection, we do data analysis. The main essence of doing data analysis is to give for those decision makers to have a data-driven decision making. Also, we do training capacity for different sectors, including government sectors, including private sector, NGOs, CBOs. So we do a capacity building, especially on the side of mapping as well as GIS, so as to facilitate data-driven decision making. Also, we do technology. Our technology based on those facilities that provide a service either on mapping or to the community. For instance, we develop drones. Yes, kind of for mapping, also for supporting community initiatives. Okay, how we engage? We engage with the community. Also, we based on local community youth mappers. Also, our partners, or we work with them. We work with the university students. Also, because we engage with different projects, you cannot left alone the government. So we work with the government officials as well as education officers. So while education officers, we see different projects that's based on education theme. That's why. Also, we work with the NGO as well as private sector. So anyone can work with us, or we can work with anyone in a different project. So as I said before, this is what we achieve as OMDTZ. Just for all, we managed to engage a community, as I said, students, as well as we did, because I said that we do capacity building to the community. So we had a lot of workshop and the training, so as to facilitate decision making. So our area based on area of focus, we based on this SDGs as shown on the presentation. So that was about OMDTZ. Let's back to the theme of the session. So the theme of the session is to show the strength of community mapping, the strength of the community to change the things. So sometimes you can say the voice of community. See? So before giving insight, let me give you the story about two organizations, WFP and the Map Development Tanzania. So WFP is a World Food Program. I know everyone know that. It's an international agency under UN. So make a collaboration with OMDTZ to perform two projects. The first project was means mapping. I see for those who participated in different presentation from OMDTZ, you heard about means mapping. Also, there is a school mapping. The main reason is to support nutrition, food security, as well as education. So all of this initiative was based on these three sustainable development goals. Sustainable development goal number 2, 4, as well as number 3. So all of them, they engaged in these two projects. National needs mapping was to support security, food security and nutrition. But for school mapping is to facilitate education as well as nutrition status to the schools. So as outcomes, we manage, for instance, as you can see, as I said, nutrition, you see those who say they are providing nutrients to the flower, that was just 2%. So all means that milling flour or wheat in Tanzania, only 2% provide nutrient and fortification to the flower. So now you can make any judgment or leverage this data for the issue of the nutrition at Tanzania. So regarding the school, for the 53% are the school that provide meals to the students. So as you know, for the school that provide food, when it comes to the result, they perform very well, as well as there is no cameras and the other stuff. So it facilitates as well as issue of education facilities, as well as education level to rise from the from that to happen. Okay, so how we did the project, how we managed to do the project. I think there's another slide before. Yes, we can cover. So how we did the project. First, as we know, to do the project based on countrywide, you need a strong strategy. You need to strategize how we are going to perform these activities. Back then, I was a project manager, both two projects. So first of all, we decided we need to train. We train people before starting the project. So these people will help us to facilitate training to the community over the Tanzania, so that we can do a mapping. So first of that, we trained. First, we say training of trainees, TOT. So because it's a community mapping, as OMDTZ, we just around 50. You cannot move around entire country to train. So we decided to train a group of people to help us to train people out there of Tanzania. So we train graduates as well as university students. And luckily, during the project, many universities in Tanzania was closed in holiday. So we managed to get a lot of students to participate in projects. So after training the TOT, the group of people of 93, they went in Tanzania, over the region, to train. We train almost more than 1,976 community. So both two projects, we engage these mappers to do a data collection all over the country. So the main criteria of selecting which mapper will involve, so we based on the education level, because we need a clear data, we need a quality data. So a matter of education level was the first consideration for selecting map. So we based on the level of university as well as the college. So we didn't go to the secondary school, so we based on. So another criteria, you must have an Android phone, because though as OMDTZ we had a backup Android phone in case something happened, but another criteria was that. So issue of communication skills. Another thing is familiarity. This is community. We are not supposed to, maybe if you stay in Yaoundé, maybe you have someone either in Dola, so that we can take you from Yaoundé to Dola. No, we train in people in Dola, you do mapping. Then you come here, we train in Yaoundé, then you do mapping. So first, also this criteria was another one that we take into consideration. So based on the age groups, we know we are Africans. There's a lot of culture. So we faced some of challenge in different culture. So we decided to also to see on some of our age groups. You may find out we have also around 55 as a team of mapper. We take them because there is some issue we face, so we need an aged person to do a mapping. Also, you will see our between male and inclusivity is a bit low compared male as well as female. The main challenge was first the mode of transport we used, because we used the motorcycle also as a means of transport. Also, there's the issue of security, because if you are doing mapping, maybe you can start at morning, but time to finish the mapping. So from the distance you stay to the place where you went for mapping, it's a bit far away. So some of mappers come to maybe 9 p.m. So for the ladies, it was very challenging. But also we take this into consideration for the female, we give the city area as well as the town area. So for male, the one that have been taken too far away. So the team was made of youth mappers and the other community. Okay, I already said we used a motorcycle as a means of transport. Also, data collection, we used two applications, ODK as well as OSM range. So as you in a presentation made by Zaina, he said about how AI help us. For instance, because we need a loading network at a short time, that's why we decided to use the AI load so that they can help us to make a navigation. You see? So the OSM will help us for navigation as well as for validations. The team, after data collection, the team of validators go back to the field to do a validation. So as you know, Tanzania is the 13 and 31 largest country in the world. So we need to divide in terms of zone. So as you want to implement national mapping, you need either not to take entire country at once. Divide into the zone, you complete the first zone, you go to another. So Tanzania will divide it into the zone to do the issue of mapping. As you can see, the mapper is collecting information. Also, there's a mapper that's collecting the school information. So we did this, but we faced some of the challenges. First was flooding. You know, in our infrastructure, sometimes flooding, there's temporary flooding. So also it affected our time frame as well as our because this project was taken for 3 months. So we need to complete within 3 months. So data collection was done by 3 months only. So the rainfall also come to as a challenge. So how to solve that? We decided to hire the car. So the first time we were using a motorcycle, but now we decided to move from the motorcycle to hire the car. So you include 4 or 6 mappers, you drop one to another point, then you continue. There is the issue of culture. This is especially for the female, as well as the remoteness. So the remoteness involved with the national parks, national forest reserve. So for instance, some of the national parks, there's people staying there. So there's a school, there's a maze. So we need to collect the information. So also this remoteness as well as national parks face theirs as a challenge. This is a part of implementing also because this all data being uploaded to OpenStreetMap. During uploading, we face some of the challenges. One of them is new tags. For instance, on the myth, there is we need to include the type of the product that's made in that milling machine. So there is no tag that describes that. So we decided to use a description to feed the information about the product that you can get from the mill. So another one, the issue of using same value difference key. I know if you are OpenStreetMap guy, you know the key and value. So we used the industry as well as craft, but the same value was industry. It was grinding mills. So that to follow the principle as well as the rules of the OpenStreetMap. There's we need to include, because someone who search for the maize may want to understand, do they provide nutrients in those flour that provide milk? So the tag for fortification was not there. So there's no tag in the OpenStreetMap that describes the fortification status of the mill. So we created a new one. So, but unfortunately, we didn't follow the process of the approving the tag. For instance, you suggest the tag, there is voting, then so it may take too long. What we did, we decided to upload it, then we applied for approving for those new tags. So there's a issue of satellite image. We had a challenge because in the entire country you cannot get maybe a new current at once. So there's a new school created and constructed, but the satellite image was not there. Another challenge we faced with OpenStreetMap was aligning. For instance, there is, I think everyone knows this, change from Maxa. Maxa was shut down in JOSM as well as in the idea editor. And so we decided to use S3. So now we can see we use 2 images at one project. So the issue of alignment also faced as a challenge. Apart from that, there's the issue of infrastructure. For instance, as a requirement from WFP was data collection should be done within 3 months. We should be moving across Tanzania just for 3 months. So there is issue of infrastructure and the other weather condition. Next. Okay, so I think the one that does not show is concerning about the impact of community to the OpenStreetMap. I'll go for it. So the impact of community to OpenStreetMap, that the strength of community, mapping has impacted much to OpenStreetMap. There's new features have been added. For instance, it's more than 33,000 of the myths have been uploaded to the OpenStreetMap. That means there's new data, so anyone can use it for different purpose. Also, there is a number of schools. We added more 17,000 of government school. Remember, this project was based on only government schools. So all government schools have been uploaded to the OpenStreetMap. Okay, and the one thing that's making some changes in Tanzania is through this mapping, government have been changing different policies as well as the guideline. For instance, in November 2020, new guideline for school feeding have been launched in Tanzania, to change the previous one, because we had data as well as we have analysis. We have analysis that show the exact status of the school feeding, exact status of the nutrition in Tanzania. So those politicians and the administrators, through using our data collection, through using a result from community mapping, we managed to change the national policy as well as the guideline for the nutrition as well as food status to the schools. Apart from that, our report, this was launched by WFP. Maybe if you pass through our Twitter account of WFP, they launched this as only reference for nutrition in Tanzania. So if you want to look more in details, we have this reference. You can get online through WFP website. You will read more about it, the status, and this is only a document that Tanzania we are using currently related to the fortification of the food in the country. So now you can see through community mapping, we changed some of things, we changed the direction of how they think government, so to engage government to do community mapping, it brings some changes. So as a call for everyone, if you are doing community mapping and you need those that to be used by government, try to involve them at least at the early stage and the final stage, so that they can feel the sense that the data being collected is for the country. Okay, so this is how I can say this is the impact of community mapping, the strength of community mapping to change the things within a country. So thank you. We can just go next. So as the final output of the project was interactive map. So the interactive map, I say there is a presentation I've been in by Edie. So this interactive map is there for there's some of the information have been uploaded to OpenStreetMap, and this is a dashboard used by government to do a decision making. So related with the schools, related with the means. So we have the same interactive map that is showing this one. So I will have a video. So for last 1 minute later, can I play the video? There's a video. I shared it. Not in press. Not really. In that one. Not inside. The phone outside. So I will shot a video to show how we did the work. Enjoy.
Has conducted a nationwide meals map in Tanzania to generate a geospatial database of meals machinery in the country and understand the state of milling in Tanzania. The milling sector forms a very crucial part as over 50 million people consume dairy, providing 40% of household calories. In doing this, we deploy community farming approaches by training and working with community members regions to support data collection. And the method has proved effective in both time and cost. The data collected has been cleaned, analyzed, and it's very crucial in understanding the education levels at different regions. One of the major outputs of the project is an interactive work map, which includes all data sets that has been collected from the field. Example, fortification level, the type of meals, the type of grain that is held, where space has been dominant in most of the regions. And this interactive work map can be updated by the trained community members. So this is a rare map.
Okay, thank you for listening. Yes. Any question?
Thank you, Johannes, for that very interesting and yeah, huge project you conducted. And I guess sometimes it's not easy to work with government. So I'm wondering, now you collected all the data, is there like any incentive or like ongoing effort by government or local communities to update the data?
Okay, currently, because this one after being completed, everything was sent to government. So now it's government that's running. If they are to update, for instance, before doing school mapping, they had their process of mapping themselves, but they didn't achieve the goal they wanted. That's why we did the same way. So now they still have someone to update the. But all things have been controlled by government in the current. But some of data will remove those private information, all that have been uploaded to OpenStreetMap related with the school as well as the maze. So if you want those data, you can get. If someone wants to update the maze, also can update it through OpenStreetMap. Question. Question. Yeah. Any other question or contribution? Okay, thank you very much.